So Longlegs, directed by the creepy guy from Legally Blonde, who we mentioned earlier. Now, Osgood
Nepotism,
Perkins,
baby.
Yeah, okay. I might. That might be a joke for you, but it might be real for me. His father is Anthony Perkins from Psycho, which me and Crystal reviewed a long time ago. So I heard about this movie coming out, and it was getting good buzz, and I went, yeah, sure, I'll look at Micah Monroe for 2 hours. Yeah, and people were saying it was like a great film. Micah Monroe is usually in good films, not this one, but most of the time she's in good films, and I enjoy them. It's got a good cast. You got Nicolas Cage. You got Alicia Witt there from Twin Peaks. She was in Twin Peaks. She was the creepy girl from Dune, who they decided not to do in the new movies, which I thought was bizarre. And also Sabrina the Teenage Witch shows up for one scene and dies. Then I got less excited when I found out he directed I'm the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, a movie I watched on Netflix. It took me like 2 viewings to get through. It was confusing and weird, but not in like a fun, trippy way, just kind of like a annoying way. So I got a little less excited for that. But anyway, Longlegs is a movie about a girl with some kind of psychic ability that helps her find serial killers. She finds one early on in the film, and they put her on the Longlegs case. Now, Longlegs is a killer who technically doesn't kill people. Somehow he manipulates fathers into killing their families. And he's played by Nicolas Cage. Yeah, so it's a big mystery. It has a supernatural element. The devil is there. And yeah, Nicolas Cage is great in it. Joey C., how did you feel about this film?
Well, I didn't really know what this movie was. Never saw any trailers for it or anything. And you made so many jokes about like spiders or something to me that I thought it was about a spider. And then I found out Nicolas Cage was that person. And
he was broken Matt Hardy mixed with Tiny Tim.
You didn't incorporate the Anaconda picture?
Oh, I forgot. He does look like he does look like the half-digested John Voight from Anaconda. But anyway, keep going, Joey.
So I'm a very big Tiny Tim fan. For those of you that don't know, I fucking love Tiny Tim. He's one of my top artists on Spotify ever. And the entire movie, that's literally exactly how Tiny Tim acts.
Wait, so have you seen Blood Harvest?
Yes. Very fucking good.
Okay.
So
well, I wouldn't say that, but anyway, keep going.
It's a classic, as you said.
Oh my God.
I can't lie. This movie turned me Catholic for about 3.5 days. It really fucking scared me to the point where because when I watched the first Omen, I put a rosary in my pocket for a couple of days. I did it again for this movie.
You ain't gonna get me, Satan.
Now, I wasn't scared necessarily, but I was just very confused and I felt uneasy. And I was a little confused in the end with like the doll thing and the mist and everything. And then I had to look it up later. That was a bit confusing. Maybe I had too many magical brownies, but
why do you keep eating?
Me too.
Oh my God!
I also saw this magically.
This was not the movie, man, to watch it on that. I was very scared, and I don't think I liked it, Tony.
Okay, well maybe Mike liked it. Mike, did you see it? Okay, well maybe Johanna liked it. Johanna, what did you think?
I actually did like it. It felt like Silence of the Lambs and like Hereditary, like mushed together.
Okay.
That's a good comparison.
Tell your story.
Yeah, I didn't expect to, I don't know, laugh for like the first 10 minutes in the beginning of the movie because someone decided to just let out the most diabolical fart. It's like right before you don't see Nick Cage right away. You just get that kind of like half shot of him. So it's like that part where that thing happens and all you just hear and me and Ian were cracking up. And like it's one of those where like we're next to each other, but like I can feel him shaking from laughing. So the more he was laughing, the more I was laughing. So I had to like move myself away from him at one point because like we were about to ruin this whole movie for everyone.
That guy ruined the movie. Fuck it.
He really did, but
That's the best thing that could have happened during that movie.
I was crying. Oh my god! It was just you feel the shake, and it's just like stop.
I forgot to mention. So Johanna, you know that I like to chew ice when I drink. I made the mistake of doing that in Quiet Place Day 1 for like the first 30 minutes without
You're an
realizing.
asshole.
And then it occurred to me, I'm like, oh, this is a really quiet movie when the monsters aren't screaming. I should probably stop chewing ice.
Just sounds like eating a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah.
If you've ever been I used to work in an office, and
Yeah.
the girl next to me used to eat ice all the time. I swear to God, I thought it was Cheetos, and then I found out like it was just ice. I'm like, she's been eating a bag of Cheetos for 30 fucking minutes.
I
I swear to
have a
God,
problem.
is
I
that
eat-
bag gone by now?
I eat ice. Logan, did you see Longlegs? What did you think?
Yeah. So I really did like it. I like, I did do the same thing. I try to stay away from the trailers because
Mhm.
I just get tired. Like once I saw Nick Cage, I was like, I didn't want to, and I hadn't seen anything look like him. I was like, okay, obviously he must be the killer, and they're trying to like hide him somewhat. And they didn't really show this character Longlegs too much in the trailer. First, like the little hand thingy. But I really liked it. I don't. It was creepy. The story was cool. When they brought in the supernatural aspect, because when they already start off with the whole like psychic, I'm like, okay, so this is a little bit of a different world, kind of like. And then when they brought in the devil and the doll stuff, I was like, okay, that's fucking cool. Like I like that stuff.
They did a haunting of Hill House. They hid the devil throughout the film. Sometimes it's real obvious, and other times you have to like really look for him. I didn't know they were gonna do that. I forget there was a scene early on, like they make a point to show him early on. But then there was a scene where I noticed him in the background, and then I just kept scanning all the backgrounds of the scenes, especially scenes where it takes Micah Monroe 5 hours to finish a sentence. I was just looking in the background.
Yeah.
What scene was he in the background for?
There's a handful of them.
He's in the door when they get to the house at the end.
Sometimes he's like outside of a window. Sometimes he'll be in like in another room. There's probably like by now there's probably like a thread or something.
There is. There is. There's an article somewhere.
No shit.
Look,
I didn't even realize that.
Here's the best thing I could say about this movie. It's better than that other movie I saw him direct. I'm gonna watch The Black Coat's Daughter, and if I also don't enjoy that, I'm just gonna call it nepotism. I couldn't get into this film, and I thought it would be up my alley, like you said with Silence of the Lambs. It's got FBI stuff right now. Like a Millennium. I got a Millennium vibe from it. Again, I'm the only person who remembers the show Millennium because they refuse to stream it anywhere. If you want to see FBI crime drama with demonic stuff, just watch Millennium. I just couldn't get into it. By the way, it was very predictable. There's like a scene midway through the film where I just called everything. Okay, I didn't call demon balls and dolls. That threw me off. But I called everything else. I'm like, oh, she's in on it. He's down there. That's the girl from the thing. And then I'm just like waiting for it to happen. Silence of the Lambs, I like Clarice Starling. And I really like Micah Monroe, but her character was just did nothing for me in this. And I get the supernatural aspect. I'm like, oh, why is she making so many bad decisions? Is it because a demon ball is making her do those decisions? But at some point, she's freed from it. And then she makes even worse decisions. Like the whole finale, she just lets that shit happen.
Why
like,
didn't she shoot the fucking doll?
What is she doing?
The entire time I'm like, shoot the fucking doll. Shoot the fucking doll.
So I appreciate him, the director, trying to explain what's going on, because if you see I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house, you're like, what the fuck was that? I don't care to find out. There were a lot of negative reviews for that. So I think he's like, maybe this time I'll explain it. But now I'm like, where did the demon balls come from? Why does his face look like that? I have other questions. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it again. It just did very little for me other than Nicolas Cage's performance.
I think they explained his face though.
Huh?
I think they explained his face though, or maybe it was something I read on Reddit. I can't remember, but it said something like he's trying to impress the devil with his looks. That's why he keeps going through like plastic surgery procedures or something like that.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh, was it planned? I thought he had like
I don't know.
What's that thing the actor Robert Zadar had? Was it cherubism? Yeah, there's that cherubism where your face gets real big. There was that actor Robert Zadar. They would cast him as a bad guy in a bunch of action films because his face was really big. I thought that's what he had. I don't know. I tried. What did you guys like about it? The people who did like it, like specifically, Joe.
I like the story. I will say though, I do have one gripe. Though,
okay,
and I mean, and it's like I say, when I say it's a gripe, it's not like me. I'm like mad about it, but I was like. The one thing that kind of took me out of the movie is like, can we just have normal people with normal freaking conversations? I mean, nothing I like. Like, yes, you can be artsy, but can we just have a normal freaking conversation without someone just staring at a little girl and saying a word every 5 seconds?
Or if it's if it's a weird conversation, make it entertaining. David Lynch is the king of that. Just weird, entertaining, weird conversations.
Yeah, that's my only, to be honest, like I liked a lot of the stuff. And Nicolas Cage, I think, did a great job. And the only part that I wish he wouldn't have done is he has a very unique scream. Him screaming in the car. I'm like, oh, Nick, you did it. Now I know it's you. Like, I know that. I was like, why'd you do that? You had me through the entire movie, but then you do that, and I know it's you. I wish he wouldn't have done that.
It was weird. He said he'll never play a serial killer again. He doesn't like playing bad guys. And I'm just like, you were in Face Off. You were like the most bad guy. Well, I know half of the film he's a good guy, but I'm just like, you played bad guys before. Why are you being weird about it now? Johanna, why are women loving this? Why are women loving this movie so much?
Girl power and the devil.
That's it, girl power and the devil?
Yeah.
So if the devil was in Space Cadet, you would have liked it?
Yes.
Satan sent them to the moon. That's how they got there.
I don't know. Am I
Mars?
Am I wrong on this? Am I the weird one for not loving this? Am I weird for this?
I mean, I thought I was going to like it a lot more than I did.
Okay.
Like, all the trailers and like the advertisements with like her heart beating fast, whatever. I don't know if you saw that. It's like the first time she sees Nicolas Cage in his makeup.
Oh, yeah.
And her heart's like beating super fast and blah, blah, blah. I was like, ooh, is this going to be scary? And I did. Thanks.
There it is. Tiny Tim, the legend.
But it wasn't that for me. And some people are scared apparently, but I'm like, of what?
Yeah, I
guess the devil stuff. Like,
I didn't find it scary.
It's got an unsettling tone. It's very creepy. The music's really good. It's shot very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It does have a sense of dread. It's just like the payoffs are so weak or non-existent. And like I said, the character is making really dumb decisions. And then there's a reason for it, but then she keeps making dumb decisions when she frees herself. And I'm like, why would you do this right now? This is a bad idea.
And also,
but yeah, I like this
stuff. I don't really feel like that played anything in the movie besides the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it really didn't.
I mean, really,
other than
you think about it,
I guess she was a little psychic, but like her connection to the case has to do with her past, not so much the psychic stuff. I did like that it was the 90s. I don't know if you could tell it was the 90s by the Bill Clinton picture they kept showing every 5 seconds. But yeah, it was the 90s. But I'd say check it out when it hits streaming. Don't run to theaters. The people saying it's the greatest thing ever, I don't understand.
Nah,
and I will watch the director's other film, Black Coat's Daughter. If that's bad, I'm done. I'm done with Osgood Perkins.